Yes, you go.
Bang. Just like that. It's already going. All right. So only thing, Winger, is when I'm talking to you here, you can hear me.
Yeah.
And then hear me pull away. Sounds a little bit different.
Yep.
All right. Let's do this. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's like a
little bit of a buzz.
Is that coming from when we plug that little shiny one? Like just unplug it, plug it back in?
It was that one. It is that one. What is this?
It's the aux.
Ooh, that's what it is.
Okay. How about that? A little better?
A little
Still
bit.
there.
It is a little bit, but not too much.
And it might even just be, let's see if I took this out. Try and plug it back in one more time.
We all hear it too. So.
Tell me if it's still there.
No, it's not.
Okay, so it's just this mic.
Yeah, there's a little of something, but no, you're good.
Okay,
It's a lot better.
cool, money. Ready to rock?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
all right, guys, welcome to the Vigilante Podcast, episode 49. Thanks for bearing with us. So it's a little difficulty right here. We got the Trail Ninja joining
think
us
we
as
got it.
always.
I think so.
Yeah, it sounds clean now. And then we're blessed today. We have Jacob Winger here today as a guest. Thanks so much for joining us, boss.
No problem.
Yeah, it's been cool to see his growth. I actually got to play football with him in high school. He went in the military, and then
I'm still in the military.
still in the military. Thank you as well for your service. But
Yeah, for sure.
he joined. Was it right out of high school that you went?
Like the year after.
Year after?
So 2016, I think.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
graduated in 2015.
Man, it's time's flying, man. It's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
crazy.
You told me
100%.
it's been like 4 years since I graduated.
I know. It's like a blink of an eye. Huh?
Yeah.
And
It is.
it's just exciting, man, to see what you're working towards now. And,
Yeah.
if there's anything that we can do to help promote you and get you into that space, like let me know. I'm more than glad to.
I
But
know.
tell me a little bit about. Obviously, we've had our conversations, but for the listeners' sake, what brought you into your? Well, first off, what is your end goal now?
I want to be a motivational speaker.
Okay.
Or an inspirational speaker.
Yeah.
End goal.
I love
And
it.
I think my story from what I've been through would help me go there.
Truly. Do you have a favorite motivational speaker that you listen to right now? Just
No,
anybody
I just really
that
kind of
really-
just started listening to it.
Yeah.
Listening to him.
Okay. What drove you to get to the point where you're saying, you know, I want to make an impact on somebody. It's
I
really-
want to help people.
Yeah.
Simple as that. I just wanted to help because I know what I've been through. I know other people have because TBIs are so common and there's so many out there. If like basic like concussions all the way up to
What's a TBI?
traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
And like I know from my end, what happened to me, it was like I got a 5% chance to live.
Wow.
1 out of 100, the doctor told my mom.
Really?
Yeah. 1 out of 100 survived my severity of a brain injury.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're blessed to have you here, man. Because
And I'm blessed too.
you should have seen this guy in football, man. Just a stud. Just kind of like in my same zone where it's like
Yeah.
we were smaller,
Yeah.
but we're gonna outwork you 10 times out of 10.
It's really how
Yeah.
it is. Everything you gotta do is just depends on how hard you want to work.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You can do anything as long as you put your mind towards it.
Right, 100%. What got you? Let's start after high school. First off, you go into the military. What was that thought process to get you into the military, and then we'll go all the way through to where you're at.
I
now.
just thought it was like a good first step
Yeah.
to a good life.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed it has been so far.
Yeah.
So I went to Fort Lee for annual training for
Okay.
AT to be a wheeled vehicle mechanic,
Yeah.
and that's what I am. And then I went to Fort Jackson in South Carolina
Okay.
for basic. Then went to AT in Fort Lee in Virginia. And then I came back in my units in Logan. And been there since.
Right.
They actually just got deployed. They were deployed. That's the luckiest thing. Like when I got in my accident, they were scheduled like last October they left. They just got back
wow.
like June. So it happened because they have to cover you like 3 months prior
Yeah.
and 2 months after the deployment.
Yeah.
So I got put on active duty status before the accident.
Yeah.
Like 4 days before.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So I got full TRICARE, everything.
Yeah, that's a blessing though.
It is a blessing.
Yeah, blessing in disguise. So what? And because I don't know if there's too many, at least of the listeners that listen to this specific podcast that are familiar with your story. So first off, before we break into the story, what is your Instagram and your new website that they can look up?
It's nowoutdowing.com and then jwing23. I think it's my Instagram, and then my Twitter is jacobwinger23.
Nice. And then outdoing is now out and then do and then WING. Now outdoing. I love it. Nowoutdoing.com. It's live on the books now. It's exciting. Go ahead.
So
Corey.
you say you thought it'd be a good idea right out of high school to go join the military.
Yes.
Did you have family members previous that were in the military?
Actually, my great grandpa was a colonel,
Oh, wow.
and my other great grandpa on my other side of the family
Nice.
was also like a captain. So they kind of pushed it, or
Okay.
they didn't push it, but they.
Kind of through your parents. Did your parents kind of steer you that direction a little
My
bit?
parents
or-
aren't about it. They
Really?
don't really care now.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
So that was a tough battle at home as well, probably.
no.
No,
They
you
didn't
just said I'm going.
I just said I'm going, and I did it. They didn't really say too much about it
Yeah, like,
because my parents are divorced.
gotcha.
If you didn't know that, they divorced when I was 7. I grew up in Clearfield.
Yeah,
They divorced. We moved to my grandma's down in West Point,
yeah.
and then she bought a house up in Upper West Point
Okay,
and moved up there.
right.
And that's where they're at now. And then I started working for Smith's, the distribution center.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I worked there for 3 years, and then they got in an argument with this kid, and they fired me off of it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. It's like one good thing or one bad thing can
Yeah.
alter everything, for the remainder of the life.
Yeah.
But so what? Tell us about the accident. What happened in the first place to have you go through all these growing experience to
So-
develop the Jacob Winger we know today?
Yeah. I was at Hotel 8, which is like a recovery training thing for my MLS,
Okay.
being a 91 Bravo. Hotel 8, which is like it's a training to recover broken vehicles
Oh, okay.
and to rebuild and tow them out. So I
Yeah.
learned how to pull them out of ditches and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I came home. I got off on like a Tuesday,
Okay.
and then I was supposed to go on Friday
Yeah.
to annual training in California with my unit,
Yeah.
and they all went and left me, of course, because I got in my accident.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys know about this, but like I said, it was a 1 out of 100% chance to live,
Right.
and they were in the hospital. A lot of shit happened. A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah. You can swear. It's alright. No worries. Yeah.
Let me bring this up.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, it's
No, you're fine.
hard as shit for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say pretty obviously
Yeah.
traumatic.
Very traumatic.
And we're just thankful that you're willing to share and helps like you said, the people listening,
Yeah.
Much as I can.
100%.
There's nothing better than a success story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just nothing.
Especially out of something like, whether it be traumatic that you caused on your own choices or you caused just naturally, it's just something out of wild happen, an act of God almost, or just one of those one of a kind scenarios that you don't have control over, but you have to bounce back, kind of like Luke as well. Were you able to hear
Yeah, I
Luke's
did hear Luke.
Man, same type of guy. It's
It
like,
inspired me.
yeah, he's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Like he really is. And I'm so glad you're willing to, like I said, hop over that
Yeah,
barrier of, because it is stressful.
it was very stressful.
And it is emotional. Like you went through a lot,
I did.
But you're here.
Tons.
You're still rocking.
So let me tell you about this.
Yes.
So the accident left me in a coma
Okay.
where doctors told my loved ones I was 1 out of 100% chance to live, or
Okay.
5%. I come from a large family, 7 siblings.
Yeah.
There's 7 of us. I'm number 6
Okay.
or 7.
Yeah.
I know what happened, and I But when I hit, I broke my shoulder.
So was it a car accident? What kind of accident
It
was
was
it?
a 4-wheeler. I was on a
Okay.
4-wheeler and I hit a car.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So and then I hit the front of the car.
Were you just on the normal street?
I was
on the
in
freeway?
Brigham City.
Brigham City? Okay.
Yeah.
Brigham City.
That's what it's called. Manor, over by Manor.
Okay, over by a lake up there.
Yeah, by that lake I
Yeah.
off to the right.
Yeah,
I was up there. I was going and this car pulled out in front of me. It
yeah,
was kind of a blind corner. And when I hit the front of their car
yeah,
and my helmet flew off. So I was on the way back to my truck.
yeah.
And we were like maybe 2 minutes away. And my helmet flew off, so then my helmet went straight into it.
Yeah. Straight into their car?
Into the car. I was actually, as soon as I hit, I went unconscious.
Mhm.
Which knocked me straight out.
Yeah.
And from there, I was unconscious for 15 days.
Oh,
I was in a chemically induced coma
Yeah.
for like 15 days.
And so during this time, your parents and loved ones are thinking like 1 out of 100, or 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 20?
1 out of 100.
Yeah, 1 out of 100 scenario.
of just surviving.
Yeah, of just surviving.
Yeah,
and then if they said if I ever survived, I'd never walk.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah. If I was to wake up from my coma.
Yeah. Wow.
That's incredible.
It is. And
Every odd.
right.
And it's all mindset.
It truly. Do you remember anything while you were in coma, like any dreamlike states or any?
I had a lot of dreamlike states,
Yeah.
but they're actually what my mom says. They were actually happened. Like I was. Like
Yeah. But
you're good.
did time feel like it was just like, okay, you're out and
It
you
didn't
woke
feel
up?
like it happened.
Really?
I look back now and it doesn't. It all feels like a dream.
Wow.
I know from what I know is from pictures and what people tell me in videos. Luckily that my mom recorded everything, every day,
cool.
every second, basically. Everything I did. She has video
Yeah.
of me sitting up, me walking again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard, if you believe it or not,
Yeah.
for a 21-year-old kid learning how to walk,
Right.
160 pounds,
Yeah.
and you're having to help a kid walk.
Right.
Yeah. It's not very common. Not many people go through it.
Right.
So you only remember that stuff from watching video?
Yes.
What's your first memory that you can actually remember without having to see it
Oh,
happen?
getting out of the hospital. Like the day I left, I remember that. And I was driving back.
How many days were you in the hospital?
I was in the hospital. It happened on June 21st of 2018. And I got out August 3rd.
Wow.
And so like 2 months.
Wow.
2.5.
So a lot of the immediate recovery, like when you're waking up, you don't remember a lot of that. It was just
No,
kind of like a daze,
I
huh?
don't. It was all like a daze. It's like it really felt like a dream.
Yeah.
If I remember anything, I'll say it, and my mom says, "Yeah, she actually said that to you.
Mm.
That actually happened."
Yeah. Man, the brain
Why do
is
you
such
think,
an
why do you think
interesting.
that is?
I don't know.
I wonder if it's, and I'm just throwing this out there, if it's like a pain protector.
Yeah.
Like you're in so much pain, you don't want to remember that going through all that.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Yeah. And it's just like too with what he's saying, like a traumatic brain injury where everything just gets rocked.
Yeah.
So when I was in my coma, and I had 4 brain bleeds. Each and every hemisphere of my brain.
No shit.
Yeah, every 4 of them. They never expected anything. Like where I'm at now, they're all shocked. They call me a miracle boy
Yeah.
every time I go to the hospital.
Right.
And I still have to do checkups.
Right.
But if it's something like that, who doesn't?
Right. So, what did they do anything to stop the brain bleeds? Like, did they have to cut into the skull, or did
Well,
they?
right when I went there, so when I first showed up, I came in on a life I did from Brigham City
Yeah.
to the
Okay.
University of Utah.
Yeah.
And immediately they took me to the surgery room,
Right.
put a hole in my head.
Yeah. To
And
relieve some of that pressure.
the hole in the head, and they eventually put a tube in my head
Okay.
that drained my brain every hour for like 5 days,
Wow.
6 days. There's so
Man.
much fluid that come because my spinal fluid was in it.
Right.
That's what I was going to ask. What
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
the
fluid?
spinal fluid.
Wow.
That's wild because it's just like that's something they would always tell me. Like every time I get a concussion in athletics, it's like, hey, okay, you got to go get an MRI to see if your brain's bleeding. And it's like that's the last thing anybody wanted was a brain bleed because
Yeah.
you're going to be out for so much longer. So man, I was fortunate enough to never catch one on the MRI, you know. But it's like there's been a lot of events where maybe we should have had a little bit deeper checkups, you know, and some things like that. But you just never know, man. And that's so interesting. So what happened? How does the spinal fluid? Did they let you know? How does this
I don't. they didn't say anything.
Okay.
Or they probably said to my mom, but
Yeah,
I know.
because that's so interesting. Like, how does it replenish itself?
Yeah.
And especially if you have if you're leaking.
How much can you lose and still be okay?
Right.
Well, they said that when we went back in for a review or a checkup,
Yeah.
they told me that if I ever had another head injury, there's no way I could survive it. Every regenerating that your brain has, used it for those 4. Makes sense?
Wow.
So if I ever have another brain injury, another coma, I would die for sure. But there's almost like no way of me waking up or coming back from that one.
That's so interesting. But it's like you shouldn't even be here either. So it's
Yeah,
it's like what can the human body do?
Yeah,
Like, it's
I
just,
don't like that. There's no way
right.
you'll survive. How do you know?
That's just what
You don't want to find out.
I don't want to find out.
But
For sure.
what kind of bones did you break? Or
I broke my scapula, scapula in half, my collarbone, had a carotid artery in my neck,
Wow.
and then I had my eye socket.
okay.
It's all bruised.
That's wild. What was the recovery like when you're waking up? Because to you it was like a dream. It didn't even happen. It's like before you're driving a 4-wheeler, and the next thing you know, you're waking up, getting ready to go home, remembering things. What was it like coming to realization when your mom and your family members like, hey, this is what happened?
It's just trying to find a positive out of everything.
Yeah.
Trying to find, because you don't want to be in that negative lifestyle or the negative feelings or mindset.
Right.
And it's about finding the positive in everything you do.
Yeah.
And being appreciative for every little thing. Like, I've never been so appreciative of my family,
Yeah.
for instance. And they were all there.
Right.
They were, my mom beat the life light there.
Wow.
And she said she did like 90 on the freeway.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Always so like.
Right. It's like you ain't worried about cops at that point. It's like
No.
I got family on the line.
Yeah, no way.
You're gone. That's cool.
Yeah.
What a blessing, man, to have that support around you as well.
It is.
What so where are we at? And you said recovery, you got home August of 2018.
August 3rd of 2018. So
so-
the day I got out of the hospital.
So a little over a year since then.
Yeah. It's
What-
been like a year and a half, I think.
Year since
Year
August.
and 2
yeah.
months.
Year and 2 months. So coming up on there.
Yeah.
So what was the development like? Because you said you had to relearn how to walk. Could you talk pretty clearly?
No,
No?
not from the get go.
Yeah.
It was all struggle.
Right.
How frustrating.
Yeah. Most of it, luckily, I don't remember
Yeah.
like any of it.
Gotcha. That is so interesting.
So I don't remember anything in the hospital. Very little.
Huh.
The only things I do remember is what I've seen and my mom's told me.
Yeah. Is that hard to watch?
It is very hard.
And there was like pictures and stuff on your website now
Yes,
as well.
there is. And there's a video too. And it's kind of crazy to watch. Like, I would let maybe you guys see it after.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's hard to believe that was me. Because I had such a hard time just doing the simple things like talking,
Yeah,
being able to communicate, voice my opinion.
yeah,
It's just hard to look at now, especially because to see how well I'm doing now.
yeah.
I mean, I still struggle, but compared to that, nothing.
Right. What would you say like your biggest struggles are now from being a little over a year out? Like,
My memory,
really?
my short-term memory, everything I knew before the accident, I still remember.
Yeah.
But everything new, like people's names,
Yeah.
small things,
Gotcha.
remembering to do things. And I have to, that's why I named it Now,
Yeah.
because everything I have to do is now.
Right.
As soon as it comes to my mind, I have to do it now.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can get away from that because I have that injury and I can't do it later because
Right.
I'll probably forget it and I don't want to forget it.
Yeah.
So I had to do it now.
Did you like ever get a journal or anything to like help you write stuff down?
I had my
Just,
notes
yeah.
on my phone. Yeah, I have so many. I deleted most of them.
Right.
Everything I have. Anything that I need to remember, I
Yeah.
remember to put in my notes.
So all of the previous memories though, they're locked in.
Yeah.
Like you could go back and you could basically watch that movie
Yeah,
over and over.
basically. That's probably what I did when I was in my coma for 15 days.
Right.
Probably just relive my life.
Yeah, that stuff interests me so much.
Yeah.
I just want to know what's going on in a brain or in somebody's mind when they're in that healing state.
Yeah.
You want them to be able to remember.
Right.
I mean, obviously they can't. But
Right.
you want so bad for them to remember. Say, hey, what was it like? What were you going through?
And then you have some of those people who are like, hey, I felt like I talked to God, or I felt like I saw something bad, or I saw something good. And then you have like people who have those spiritual experiences too. Sometimes it's like, what is going on? What's going on with this supercomputer we have inside our ears, right in our skull?
It's crazy that your mind is so powerful.
Yeah,
There's nothing that can outdo it. Like for my instance, I'm like prescribed like 4 different medications.
Yeah.
My sleeping, depression, anxiety, get me to relax. I got on this pill. It's called a chill pill. They call it at least.
Yeah.
It gets me to relax.
Mm.
It's hard for me, and
Yeah.
I just stopped taking all of them once I changed my mindset and wanted something better, had a purpose in life.
Yeah. Was to be able to go clean.
Yeah, it's clean. There are like 5 of them sitting in my closet
Wow.
in my house.
No, that's so strong because it's
Yeah.
like people that, especially if they haven't gone through a traumatic experience where they have to start realizing, like, man, look what I have around me and they're blessed to have it. It's like if they go through that and get diagnosed with a sickness or diagnosed with a, not a treatment, but the cause, they get diagnosed with something.
Yeah.
A disease is in essence, some type of disease or disorder, then it's like they feel like they have to rely on that thing. Like, well,
They do.
no, I have to have
Right.
this.
I mean,
have
don't
this.
get me wrong. Like the medications did help, but
Right.
that's not more of like an excuse for
Right.
me. That's what I took it as. Is it's an excuse why I wasn't thinking right.
Right.
And it was supposed to help me, which it did. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But they had me on like an Alzheimer's medicine.
Mm.
I'm still on it
Yeah.
technically. That did help to a little bit, but
Yeah. And what type of stuff did that help with? Was it a little bit more your memory and
more my long term.
more the long term
Yeah.
memory?
Because I can remember everything before the accident.
Yeah.
Date clear as day. But anything new, it's super hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
Like your name, or
Right.
names.
Yeah.
Right. When you meet someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And people take that for spots any day.
Right.
At least their heads at least.
Right. Man, I honestly, I'm so excited just to see the people you're going to be able to impact. Because me alone, I've gone through a decent, like I said, decent amount of head injuries. That
Yeah.
it's just, hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, coach. I'm good.
And most people happen that played football
Right.
have had
Oh, yeah.
concussions, many of them.
Yeah. They
And
just
it's crazy. I mean, me, I probably had many concussions that weren't diagnosed.
right.
That maybe led this into the severity of my brain injury.
Oh, everything I just got my bell rung.
Yeah.
That's concussion.
Right.
You know.
It's weird stuff, man. It is, and it's like that's the only thing you got to take care of at the end of the day is the longevity of the brain and the nervous system to make.
It really is. Like
Yeah.
I've snowboarded since I was 12
Yeah.
and never wore a helmet because that was the cool thing to do.
Right.
And now I look back on it, and I regret every second of it.
Mm,
Wish I would wear a helmet every time.
yeah.
Everything I did was wearing a helmet. When I got out of the hospital, my mom tried to like bubble wrap me,
Yeah.
make me wear a helmet
Yeah.
everywhere because it was so
Right.
Sensitive.
sensitive.
Yeah. Wow. And what man, I'm just trying to imagine like your mom, like that's a strong woman,
Oh, yeah.
you know, just to be able to go through that
Mhm.
15 days, you're getting told you don't know if your kid's gonna live or die.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't imagine
Oh,
what
and
she
then
felt like.
Yeah, the joy when you woke up,
right.
or whatever it was that made them know, okay, he's all right.
Yeah.
You know.
What was the most eye-opening video or picture that you saw when you woke up and you're just like, holy shit?
It was probably this most recent one that I've looked at. It's right there. When they discharged me from the hospital,
Mhm.
I had to go in and they had to ask me questions. I had to respond to it, and it's insane to see what I would bring out of that simple question. Or they had me like a game they put with cards,
Yeah.
where they want you to match like the faces,
Yeah.
like whatever it is, the spades, hearts,
Yeah.
and to see what I did before, like I put like a heart on like spades. And
Interesting.
it's insane, like to me at least,
Yeah.
what that kind of thing would do to you.
And you're just starting to build up basically that it's almost like a video game.
It really is.
Like growing up, our parents were like, stop playing video games, but we were learning how to solve obstacles.
Yeah.
And like you're learning, it's like going to the gym for your brain. Like you're learning a lot of things, hand-eye coordination, movement. And do you still play video games?
I do. Not as much, but I still do.
Does that help you as
It
well?
does. That's Sudoku. They say it's a really big
Gotcha,
brain
okay.
thing. Because you have to match the numbers with like every box.
Yeah. Sudoku, I love it.
Sudoku. That's
Yeah.
what my therapist, my speech therapist, and she was the one I was in front of. Julie was her name, and she was the one I was in charge of all my memory stuff.
Hmm.
That's what she recommended and taught me how to play.
I love it. How many hours do you think you put into
I
Sudoku?
probably put, yes, probably since I got out of the hospital, probably
Yeah.
like 5 or 6.
Gotcha.
I probably should do it more, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. I love it. Yeah, that's cool. That's something I got. I see people doing it on the airplanes, traveling
Yeah.
all the time, but I'm never doing it, you know. So I gotta open my mind there and
Yeah,
start
it
getting
really
after
is.
it.
It's like a brain workout.
Yeah, for sure. So where do you see this going now? Like you got in an accident, you recovered beyond all means, you know,
Yeah.
which we're supposed to.
And still recovering.
Yes,
You're still
like
recovering.
massively. Like that's
Yeah.
against all odds too, which is
It
even
is.
better. And you want to be a motivational
I
speaker.
want to inspire people.
Yeah.
So I don't think like very many people come from my history,
Right.
and not many people live from that. Like I said, the 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that'd be an inspiration to people
Yeah.
and motivational to see me be positive out of it,
Right.
me to set goals, achieve those goals, do whatever it takes to hit those goals.
Yeah.
I'm telling you one thing, that the best thing I've ever done is set goals
Yeah.
and achieve those goals. Because I
Mhm.
don't know if you're probably the same way because you're not very big. either.
Right.
When they told me in high school that I'd never play down football because I was small.
You're too little.
I was too little.
It's like, watch
Yeah.
this.
That's exactly how I took this. Watch this.
Exactly.
Get on my back.
Right. Yep. For sure. And that's how it's always been, man.
It
You've
is.
always been a beast, and it's so cool to see the translation into a whole new chapter. So what are you doing right now in the meantime while you're working up? You just got the website launched and put up. You're joining people on things like this, getting
Yes.
your name out, getting some exposure out. But what are you doing as well to get to the path of getting onto the speaking circuit?
My goal is, like I said, to be the speaker for right now. Because my health isn't the greatest.
Yeah.
I should say. I spend every day, every morning, I wake up and go to the gym
Okay.
and count and remember the amount of reps I do.
Gotcha.
Because when I first got out of the hospital, I couldn't remember that.
Yeah.
Like I just say one. Yeah, I would not remember that in like 5 minutes.
See that's the stuff we take for granted.
Yeah, it is. Everybody does.
You don't even think about it.
It's like natural.
Yeah.
It's a common sense that most people can do,
Yeah.
but not everybody can. Like
Yeah.
myself,
But it's coming back.
it is coming back. It's not the greatest, but it's compared to what it was. Like when I first got out of the hospital, I wouldn't be able to remember like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now I can remember probably like a day ago, 2 days ago.
Yeah. That's so interesting. What did they say about that? Like, as you were starting to recover, like, hey, obviously you had a traumatic brain injury, but what did they tell you? Like, hey, you're not going to be able to remember stuff, or hey,
They have no clue whether
Really?
it's gonna come back or not.
interesting.
Yeah, all they could do is give me that medication, like I said, the Alzheimer's pill
Yeah.
that was supposed to help me remember, which it did.
Yeah.
But nothing, like I can't remember. It's hard for me to remember new stuff.
Yeah.
You hear that a lot, but especially with brain injuries,
Right.
because it's such a mystery.
Yeah.
What they can't really tell you, okay, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
They, like you say, they don't know.
Even like they don't even know the brain's capabilities yet.
And it's a case by case
It
deal.
really is.
Everyone's going to be different.
Everybody acts different. Everybody recovers different. Like they said that it takes up to 2 years to heal completely.
Wow.
And like you guys said, it was like a year and 2 months since
Yeah.
it's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see where I go from
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Only up, brother.
Yeah,
only
yeah.
up.
Can't get any worse than I've already been.
Right. That's the coolest thing about hitting rock bottom too. It's like a ball. Like you can't go any deeper. Just
No.
boom, you gotta
No.
bounce right back up.
That's the
So
only way you can go.
exactly. I love it. So you're in the gym every single morning. You got your website up. You're on social media. People are going to be able to start seeing your work and your
Yes.
improvement, which is beautiful. But when you do get on stage and you start speaking to people, what do you want it to be more like? Do you want more, in essence, like a big business group setting where there's hundreds, maybe thousands of people in a room and you're speaking, telling your story? Or do you want to be able to go into businesses and say, hey, this is what I've been through. I know you guys had a task you had to accomplish that was kind of shitty to get through the motions and go through the deal, but let me put this into perspective for you and getting businesses on the right side. Like, where do you see this going?
I just want to inspire people, whether
Yeah.
businesses, people. Like, there's not much I can do other than inspire.
Yeah.
Because we know my memory is not very good.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to talk. It's like I have to think before I talk, or my mouth comes out all weird.
Really?
Yeah. Everything I say is like gibberish.
You got to really focus.
Really focus on what I have to say.
Right. That's so
So I
interesting.
want to go out and just, I don't know what are the groups or
Yeah.
like companies. I just want to be out and go out and motivate people, because I feel like if they knew the whole history, they would be appreciative for what they have.
Right.
and find a motivation in themselves to move on and do their dreams and their goals.
Yeah.
Have you ever spoken in front of a large group like that?
No,
Would it make you nervous, you think?
it would.
Yeah.
It'd probably make me even worse.
I wonder, do you think you would rather like get up and tell your story, or would you rather it be a question answer type scenario?
Probably a question answer. I think I'd answer better than that. Or I don't know. That's kind of hard to do. Because they're not going to ask the right questions to get my full story.
Right.
So what I was thinking is like doing like give them my story, what happened, and then have a question answer
Beautiful.
after.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really good. I love it. What was the moment when you're like, you know what, shit, I got to do this. I got to start inspiring people.
Well, because of my brain injury, I
Yeah.
can't sleep very well. Like
Okay.
it's hard for me to sleep. I'm
Yeah.
waking up early. Like, even if I go to sleep now, like I would wake up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. Like I got drunk one night.
Yeah.
It was up to like 2 a.m., 4 a.m., sometime between then, and I woke up at 6. So
Yeah.
I slept for like 2 hours. And from that day, I was so miserable and I hated everything about it. I decided that I'm gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna do something with this injury. So I
Right.
started going to the gym. I started setting goals. My goal is I want to weigh 205, and I'm proud to say that I've gained 35 pounds since high school.
Wow.
Hell yeah. That's a huge win right there,
It
brother.
is.
Huge. But what are you sitting at right now?
Like 180.
180? Nah,
180.
dude, you're going to make it happen.
I am.
Get married, you'll gain weight.
He wants to get some lean weight.
Oh, different kind of weight. I see.
Yeah, got lean and mean. Now, at the lake or
In
Clinton?
Clinton,
Clinton? Nice.
because it's closer to my house.
Right. Okay. And do you can drive and feel comfortable?
I drive. It took me a while to drive. Like I had to go through PTs with it, not PT, OT, operational therapy.
Okay.
It was where they taught me how to read, write, and drive. For instance, like I had to go take another driving test.
Gotcha. Okay. Could you remember when like you're relearning to read and things? Could you remember like shit? I should know this stuff, but I don't.
I did know that. That was the issue. That was the hard part that I had a hard time with.
Yeah.
Is I know I should have known that. I should know how to do that, and then it's just I killing myself. It's more, I do more harm to myself than other people do to me.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, so
I think everybody does,
Yeah. Truly.
for sure.
Yeah.
You're your hardest critic.
Yeah. Always. How are you talking when you walk past the mirror? What type of thoughts are
Yeah.
going? What type of sentences are getting formulated in your head? Like, is it, hey man, you're the man today, or well, this is wrong. I got this big old zit on my forehead.
But that's interesting to have that thought that, man, I should know this,
Right.
It's
and
hard.
I can't get it.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like it's frustrating. I got a lot of hard times in the hospital, and especially like in speech therapy after, which is what she did, like my memory and everything. That's when she taught me Sudoku, like what I did the day before and what I did an hour before, what I did 10 minutes ago. It's like, yeah, I should know this. Common people would know this, but I couldn't.
Right. Huh. And you're developing it, and
I
so
am. It's getting. I mean, it's still ways to go, but
right.
it's getting better.
But you understand what you've gone through.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I find is you have to be able to point out that these are your faults.
Yeah.
And you got to grow these things.
And they will.
Yeah.
They will grow as long as you see them. If you don't see them, then they won't grow.
Right.
In my opinion, or what I've noticed.
No, you're exactly right. 100%. Because if you don't have them identified, how you
You
gonna
gotta
how you gonna work on
identify
them?
all your faults or your issues. Like
Right.
mine, I know my memory is bad.
Yeah.
And what do you think I do every second of every day? I know my memory is bad. So I put notes on my phone, everything.
Mm.
And that's why I created the Now.
Yeah. No, man, I absolutely love it, man. Nowoutdoing.com.
Nowoutdoing.com.
With the WING at the end. So check it out. That's incredible. What do you want? Like, obviously, you're going to be lifting weights. You're going to be public speaking. What do you want most people to get out of, hey, this is exactly what he got? Like you said, you've been more grateful in life.
Yes.
Like, grateful for your family, gratitude, and you want to be inspired. But what are some of the key factors that you want to portray while you're talking to these other
That
people outside
you
of
can do
that?
whatever your mind sets you to.
Yeah.
Anything. Doesn't matter what it was. If you want to be successful and your mind tells you that, then you can be successful. No matter what you want to do, your mind can do it for you.
When you were laying in the bed when you're drinking and you're like, this is shitty, I'm gonna make a change, I'm gonna make a difference, was it just a thought you had, or was it just a whole picture, like a whole picture of what you could be, like kind of coming out and you're like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's kind of like taking use of that mind, not being able to sleep into something productive.
Right.
I can't do this, so I'm gonna be productive.
Yeah.
So I started going to the gym, and then I set myself a goal. 205 is what I want to weigh.
Yeah.
And I've been putting on weight since.
Do you is that what makes you less stressed? Because you said you got off that medication.
It does. Find yourself something to rely on, something you like doing that takes stress from you.
Yeah.
And go and do it every day, or do it as much as possible.
Right. Was there anything else outside of the gym that helped you be less stressed? Like, do you meditate at all or try to
I
meditate?
don't.
No?
No.
Interesting.
I haven't really tried those, so that might be something I look into.
Right.
Yeah. Big time. Yoga meditation was
Yeah.
huge for me, and anxiety, stress, like just being able to let that weight fall. But same with the gym. It's like there's nothing like just going and kicking
That's
ass.
all I want. And everything I do is at the gym.
Yeah.
That's how I relieve all my stress, all my worries, everything.
Right.
Have my headphones on and just work out. Run,
What type of music do you listen to most of the time?
pop.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I
Yeah.
listen to pop
Nice.
and a little bit of country.
Oh, okay. While you're working out
While
too,
I'm
huh?
working out,
That's impressive.
because it's all your mind.
Right.
You,
I know.
If you are motivated to go, then no music will help you
Right.
more than your mind will. If you want something, go and do it.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to David Goggins?
I have not.
So he was a Navy SEAL, I believe, as well. But yeah, I think you'd like him. I'll send you a couple videos once we're done. But it's just his thought process is that same thing. He's like, I don't listen to music at the gym because what happens when it turns off? Like, what you gonna tap into then? He's like, I can get right here all day long.
That's really how it is.
Yep, for
Nothing's
sure.
more powerful than your mind. You can hear whatever, you can hear the speeches.
Yeah.
Nothing more than your mindset.
Yeah,
Set goals and achieve them.
100%. When you set goals, what's your process look like?
What do you mean?
To set goals, is it just something, hey, this is what I want to do in your mind, and then you go work to do it, or do you write it out and say, hey, okay, here's my goal, and reverse engineer it and work it backward? Like, what steps do I need to take in order to get
Yes,
there?
that's kind of what I did. I set it,
Okay.
and I see what I have to do to meet that goal.
Yeah.
To be there. As like one of my goals is I want to be a speaker.
Yeah.
Go out and talk to people.
Right.
And I feel like, in my opinion, that this is be a good first step.
Yes.
For sure.
Yep, just getting your feet in the water and feeling it out, getting in your own mind. And then what's cool is with these recorded audios, you can always go back and you can listen like, okay, I like this, I didn't like this. Just like game film.
Yeah.
Just like game film in football, as we would spend hours and hours each week, like studying, okay, this was shitty stance here, okay, this was better stance. This is the stance we need to implement for this game. Okay, we need to keep our eyes on this lane and this lane, things like that. And you can go back and watch and listen.
To listen
and
to it again.
Yeah, you can start recording yourself even. Start listening to what type of language patterns am I using? Do I like those language patterns? And if not, what do I need to do to change it? Oh, I said like 40,000 times, or I said 50,000 times.
Yeah, I think that's a big one that most people do is
Yeah,
I do it.
right.
And then you catch yourself and you're like, oh man, I'm still doing that.
Yeah, and it's just because it's just a filler word. It's like a word to take up space while we formulate what we want to talk about.
Believe it or not, when I was learning to speak and everything, one of my
Yeah.
most common words is fuck.
Hell yeah.
Everything I'd say, when I couldn't think of the word I wanted to spit out,
Yeah,
I'd just say fuck.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is that one you could remember pretty well though? Like,
Fuck
it just
yeah.
Hell
It's
yeah.
not something that's easy to forget.
Right.
That never left the brain.
As much as your parents or whatever wish.
Right. For real. That's so interesting. What would you say is like the hardest thing you've had to go through with all this experience? Because it's brand new. Like everything
It is brand new, and that's what people don't understand is that I'm learning as much as I'm putting it on people.
Yeah.
And I'm not intentionally putting it on somebody. It's not what my intentions are, but one of my hardest things I'd say is probably being the job, finding a good working job,
Yeah. And why is that?
because I have a hard time remembering.
Yeah.
So there's not many places that are gonna hire on if you can't remember
Right.
that pay decent money.
Right. So what type of work would you want to get into while you're developing your memory again?
So my roommate is a diesel mechanic,
Okay.
and he has an opportunity to get on with him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to do that
Cool.
until while I do this.
Yeah. I love that. And if there's anything that I can do to help as well in the meantime, like, more than let me know, boss. I'll do anything I
I'll
can.
remember that.
Make sure you're all taken care of. So teamwork makes the dream work. You already know,
for
man.
sure.
So we already been on the same team more than once,
Yeah.
in high school sports, and there ain't nothing like that, man. There's a bond that you just develop that when you go get your ass kicked together, whether it be as a group in a practice setting and the coaches are kicking your ass, or if there's nothing like that building. And you know that through the military. It's like they put you through basic where
that's one of my things, like I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
If you're not 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late.
Right.
If you're not early, you're late. So every time, everything I go to, every appointment I set, I'm always early.
Yes.
And it drives me the most nuts when people are late because of that.
Me too. And it's just like even professionalism.
Yeah.
In any business meeting, like you gotta be early.
Yeah.
If you're late, you could. It's little things too. Like if I book a meeting with somebody, it's like 10 minutes, okay. Unless they let me know ahead of time. But if nobody lets me know and we have a meeting booked, bam, let's say 5 o'clock, 5:10 p.m. I'm gone. I'm gone. Just because our time is more valuable than waiting for other people on their time. If you can come to agreement and meet, and it's a win-win situation, that's great. But you shouldn't let people leave you hanging on the line either.
Yeah.
It's like if they really missed something, or if it was important, they'll either let you know ahead of time, let you know during, hey, I'm on my way, this is what's happening. But if they just no-show, it's like two things are gonna happen. One, you might not be wanting to do business with that person, and two, they owe you one. If you really do need that,
they're gonna lose the business.
Right. And it's just an interesting gig, but that's such a great quality to have. And most people are like, well, man, I
It
struggle.
really is. That's probably what I get from the military being the most.
Yeah.
Is if you're not early, you're late.
Yeah.
6:45 at least,
Right.
if not earlier.
Right.
For that reason.
100%.
Nothing. You don't get punished for being early. You get punished for being late.
Yes. 100%.
You get noticed for being
Yeah.
there, though.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And it's always a positive and never a negative.
Yeah.
So it's some things like that if all of us would start adapting and adopting into our habit life, it would change the game. Like, okay, coming on time, smiling at people, being kind and respectful to people, even if you're honoring. It's the littlest things that start opening up doorways and making things a little more frictionless, I should say. So
be patient too.
Yeah.
Because you never know who you're gonna meet and what they're going through.
Right.
Like for me, for instance, if you ran into me and I was stuttering and all these issues with my talking, and if you knew the full story, you'd understand why.
But if not, if you never knew, it's like
you have no clue.
you look, especially like somebody that may not have known from high school, like they might just see
Yeah,
you
they
like,
look the exact same.
yeah, like,
Nobody
Wayne,
even
what's
noticed the
up,
difference.
boss? How you doing? And then like they might not understand it.
Yeah.
Man, truly, because from the outside, you look
I look the
like
exact same.
Jacob Winger.
Yeah. Nothing, not any different. Nothing different. Other than a couple scars.
Right. Now you're the new, improved, and developed Jacob
Yes.
Winger about to change
That
some lives.
wants something for his life.
Yeah, that's gonna do something with his life.
That is gonna do something with his life.
You're already doing it, man. Just
That's
going through what you
intentions.
went through.
Yeah.
Just going through what you went through.
And that's probably the first step, is being able to recognize what I went through and be able to talk about what I went through.
Yeah.
And not have any hard emotions or hard feelings towards anybody that wants to judge you off what you went through.
Right.
So you can accept it and become better than you were.
Was that hard for you? Like, did you have almost like a inferiority complex, like where your confidence just dropped?
Yeah,
as you were
I
starting?
actually did, because when I first got out of the hospital, like the first thing we did is we came home and we stopped at Maverick to get drinks.
Yeah.
And it really was hard for me because everybody would look at my scars. Like the one on my neck, everybody's commenting on it and looking at it and like whispering to each other about it.
Yeah. And so when they started doing that, what did you go through thought wise?
Your confidence isn't as high, I can tell you that. But makes you kind of angry,
Yeah.
grumpy towards it, or upset towards it because they don't know the whole story.
Right, that comes down to they don't know.
They don't
Right.
know. I mean, and that's what I've turned to now, is I still have the scars. They're not going away.
Mhm.
And if people want to say something, stop caring.
Right.
Don't care what they say. That's what happens to me. It's part of me.
Or even if they ask you about it,
Yeah,
man, I'm willing to tell you what happened.
it
This
is.
is what
It's really what happened. I would. Anybody.
Right.
Hmm.
And it's so weird. It's like that's something we could take into consideration too. It's like, what are we looking at on other people?
It really
that
is.
We're judging them.
I did it for myself personally. I've looked at people and judged them like, what the hell?
Right.
Why does he have this or whatever?
Yeah.
When I should have just went up and asked him, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
worry about let him tell you what happened, learn from him
Right. Instead
or
of
from her.
trying to
Instead
figure
of
out
just
yourself.
guessing
Maybe,
yourself.
I bet it's this.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Did
Sure.
you, and tell me this, because there's also that thought, it's like, well, maybe they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's probably what a lot of people I think would have done because they don't feel that I would accept it or that I would talk about it
Yeah.
freely
Mhm.
when they come up to me. So a lot of them didn't, and they just did it behind my back,
Mm,
which I personally think that's worse than it would be behind
Mhm.
to my face.
yeah,
Because I don't really mind. I can understand if you ask me to my face, but if you're talking crap behind my back,
right,
that's when you get into the real.
right,
That's what made me a lot of depression, a lot of sadness.
yeah. And what do you feel started projecting you out of that sadness?
Finding something, setting a goal, finding
Just,
something to relieve the stress and the anxiety.
just having a purpose to work on.
Yeah, a purpose. That's
Mhm.
that's the word I need, is a purpose.
Yeah.
Give yourself a purpose, set that purpose, and work towards that purpose, no matter what anybody else says.
I love it. What would you say, like, could help somebody identify their own purpose from you, even if, because they obviously not everybody has to go through a traumatic experience.
No, not everybody does, and I don't wish what happened to me upon anybody. Even my worst enemies, I do not wish it upon. For instance,
Wow.
I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be sitting right here.
There's a reason you're here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. That's what I got all
Yeah.
through my hospital
Yeah,
time. Is there's a reason you're alive,
right.
and me personally, I believe that this could be a reason.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm pushing for it so hard.
I love it.
Heck yeah.
What do you think, like I'm saying, could help somebody find that in their own life, even if they haven't gone through something like you had to go through to find it? Like that, hey, even though you didn't go, there's still a reason you're here. You know, because people, it's the weirdest thing. Like we could walk up the stairs wrong and trip just instantly, and you could be
Tear
gone.
like your ACL and all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff.
and you could be gone. Like there's anything could happen on any
Mhm.
given day. And so it's like, I think everybody here has a purpose why they're here, whether they know it or not.
Yeah,
And
that was probably the longest thing for me is I couldn't find my purpose.
Yeah.
I realized something I have a purpose, but I had no clue what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
And I still kind of don't know what it is.
Still developing.
It's still
through.
developing and learning
And
from
you,
everybody.
gotcha. Okay, so you just started seeing glimpses like,
Yeah.
shit, maybe I need to be speaking.
Yeah, it is. From the moment I was in the hospital, my mom had this feeling or this whatever.
Yeah.
They came down to her and told her that I'm going to be a guest speaker or motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Wow.
And since she told me that, I started pursuing it.
Yeah. And now it's on the fire started. It's
Yeah.
on like wildfire,
It
and
is.
it's only gonna keep spreading.
Yep.
Man, I can't wait to see your success and as you continue to grow and all
Yeah.
the people you're gonna impact, man, because it's gonna get big.
I hope so.
It is.
I hope my voice, I don't stutter as much.
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. I hope that gets better because I think that is a hard thing for me.
Yeah.
And especially now, like it's hard for me to spit out the things that are in my mind.
Yeah. But you sound fantastic.
Yeah,
I feel like,
I wouldn't
yeah.
even know.
yeah.
Honestly, if you didn't say you've been in a traumatic accident, I would have no clue. I really wouldn't.
That's how most people are.
Yeah.
And that's the way you should be.
Right.
You should never. You shouldn't opinionate your opinion on somebody based off of the way they talk or
Right.
what they do.
But even on your part, you shouldn't think that other people think, oh,
No,
they know I've been.
Yeah.
They don't. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's probably my best thing is I came to acceptance of nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody will know until I go out and tell them.
Yeah.
Right. And that's cool. It's kind of like it's almost a gift that you get to
It
share with
is.
other people. Like, hey,
You can connect with anybody you
Yeah.
want to.
right.
Go and surprise them, motivate them, set their day, tell them your story and how you had
Yeah,
success or
for
how
sure.
you failure,
Right.
how you hit rock bottom, what happened to you.
Yeah. Because everybody's been at least to some type of bottom, whether
Yeah.
they've been rock bottom or not. Like
Mhm.
they've been into low in their life,
Yep.
you know. And if you can relate to them on everything you've already developed and conquered, it's like they're gonna be like, man, maybe my problem isn't so big, and maybe it's like that's all they needed was that perspective.
And that's
change.
why I think I can be a motivational speaker because I've been there. I've felt it.
Yeah.
I've been at that depressed side.
Right.
I've struggled with this. I've struggled with talking. And I've grown from that.
Right.
How did I grow from that? You may ask. I set goals
Right.
and achieve goals. That's my mindset.
Yeah.
Ever since I was in high school,
Right.
you knew me as somebody that would do what I said I was going to do.
Yes. Truly.
Yeah.
Man of integrity. That's what
It
it's
is.
about, boss. That's all we have at the end of the day, is our word.
It is.
So that's great to hear, man. Really. What would you say, before I ask this, do you have any questions for him?
No, I love the story.
Incredible.
It's awesome.
Like,
It is.
Makes you guys kind of see where I'm at and what I struggle with now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Man, what would you say as far as like talking goes? Like, what does speech therapy look like for somebody having to figure out and learn?
Well, it wasn't really speech therapy. They didn't
Yeah.
teach me how to talk and what to do. They just helped me remember. So my memory things, so they quizzed me on everything. They tell me one thing, and then like 15 minutes later, they'd ask the same question and see if they had the same answer, or if they had a different answer.
Gotcha. That's man. So did you do like some like in football and stuff? They do these tests now. It's like the baseline test where you go in.
Yeah, they had everything.
Okay.
They have like a certain limit for a 21-year-old
Yeah.
male at my severity of a brain injury,
Yeah.
what it should look like, and where I was at, compared to that.
And you just started passing all charts.
I actually didn't. We
No?
were not know.
Really?
Yeah.
So what brings them? Obviously, because you're still alive, they call you the miracle child every
Yes.
time you come in. What other types of things are they studying? Because obviously they didn't think you were going to make it. So like, oh shit, what are they learning from you that's going to help them apply to future patients?
Well, hopefully, I haven't been there for a while. I
Yeah.
gotta go on like October 23rd,
Okay.
and it's been 7 months since I've been, so
Okay.
that they haven't really met the new me, because
Right.
this is all new to me,
Yeah.
being positive and going out and wanting to do something with
Right.
it. So I don't know.
I love it.
Right.
They are. I hope so, at least. They're probably gonna
Yes.
hope they don't try to put me on some kind of drug.
It's like I'm on the positive drug. That's the one I'm on.
Right on life.
Exactly. That's what it's
Mine is
about.
more powerful than any drug.
It is, man. And you can start controlling it,
It
just
really
like you're
is.
saying. And it's so cool. It's like because you hear it from so many people. It's like, yeah, anything your mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. That's the big quote.
Yeah, that's always what I heard like, growing up.
Right.
And now you're kind of like, whatever, I'll put it behind my back. Yeah,
Right.
I know that, but don't know that until you actually go through where you need that.
Right. Exactly.
And then you find out that that is something you want and that you need.
Yeah, and you're like, holy shit, they've been telling me the truth this whole
Yeah,
time.
it really is.
But we didn't apply it.
Yeah.
And there's another thing too. It's like you can know those things. Like, yeah, I know I could have a good mindset and things would be different, but they get comfortable in the negative mindset or comfortable in doing the things the way they do it. So they don't apply it. It's like it's faith without works is dead. It's like, I know this is going to happen. I have faith in this thing. I have belief in this thing, but belief without works, without action is dead. It's not even there.
It really is. Everything you want or are going to do, you're going to have to do. You're personal. You can't rely on anybody else.
Right. You want it done?
If you want it, go do it.
Yes.
Now.
Exactly.
Not later. Now.
Right now.
Right now.
Dude, I love that. Now outdo wing.
Yep.
Now outdo wing.
Now I'm doing.
Outdo the
It's like
wing.
a challenge.
Yes,
like
it
I
is.
want you to beat me. Want you to motivate me.
Right.
By something that's happened to you.
Yeah.
Even the small things. Like I don't care what happened there. Like, there's nobody. I hope you have not been to the same or even worse experience that I've been through.
Yeah.
But I still need motivation.
Yeah.
Right. We all do. And
We all do.
You got to be around that team-like aspect or the people around you that are consistently feeding that
vibe
positive.
off of everybody else.
Right. 100%. Man, this is incredible. I'm blessed to have you here.
Yeah.
First off,
Heck yeah.
but we're blessed that you're still here on this earth as well, man, because that's big. It's big time.
Me and you both.
Hey, 100%, boss. What other big key points do you want the listeners to kind of know as we start wrapping things up here as well?
Just that you can basically do anything. Like I said,
Yeah.
anything your mind sets to, you can do. Motivation, set goals, and achieve those goals
Right.
at all costs. And do it now, not tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow never comes,
No, that never comes unless you have the right mindset.
Right. And as soon as it's tomorrow, it's today again.
Yep.
So you do it right. So you might as well just do it right now. Tomorrow's gonna come. You're like, that's like shit. It's today again. Right now is the only time to do it. And just like you're saying, though, Winger, it's like you never know who you're gonna run into, who your story's gonna impact, and you're one person away
From anything.
Yeah, from getting on the stage of your dreams to speak to the people.
Doing that
who
thing you
need
want to do.
Truly, one person away, one door
person
away.
So you gotta always be polite and nice to somebody.
Yeah.
Don't judge people.
Yeah.
ask them how they're doing, smile at them, shake their hand, wave,
Treat them like a human
treat
being.
them like a human being.
Mhm.
For sure.
Everything's so common that there's negativity in everything we do.
Right.
Like the news,
Yeah.
everything we do is negativity.
Yeah.
And nobody can find that positive. And everybody is negative because of that.
Right.
And that nobody can find the positive. So let's spread positiveness. We'll be
Yes.
happy.
100%.
I like it.
And anything that we can do to help you continue spreading your positivity, boss, we're all about it.
Right.
All
Yeah.
about it. So,
Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
no doubt. You're a stud, Winger. I'm excited. Blessed to have you on. Do you have any last questions before
No,
we wrap things
I don't.
up?
I know.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Incredible, Winger. We're going to have you on. You said 2 years was the
2 years is what they said would be like a full generation rebuild of the brain.
dude. We're going to have you on again in about 10 months or so.
Right.
And then we're going
Sounds
to be
good to
able to
me.
start telling these, spreading some more love.
Right.
Telling these people that, hey, look even how much further Wings
Yeah.
came and where the website's going
What
to
the
be from
growth
that.
has come
Yep.
and what I've done with myself.
And how many people you've been able to
Yes.
speak in front of from
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm blessed
Good
to have you
stuff.
on. Truly.
Thank you.
Truly. Thanks for blessing us on episode 49, boss. I really don't have too much more to say. Like, I'm in awe.
Yeah.
I love it because the brain is, I love to study the brain. I love it. I love
So would
psychology.
and that's even crazier thing because I have a brain injury.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to see what happens to
Yeah.
the brain when it hits that, when it has those bleeds,
And-
what happens to it.
And how did it recover the way
Yeah.
it did? How did it defy odds?
Yeah.
Like, that's magic, really.
It really is.
Magic. I love it. Any last gold nuggets either, you guys? Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're so blessed to have you guys as listeners. Tune in and definitely check out his website, Now Outdo Wing. NOWOUTDOWING.
No deal.
Oh, no deal.
So
Now
now outdo, actually, it actually is the do.
Okay, yeah.
Now outdoing.com.
Time to outdo Wing.
Yeah.
So nowoutdoing.com.
Do it.
And what was
I
your
like it.
Instagram again?
It's JWing23.
JWing23. Follow this guy.
J_wing23.
Absolute stud. It's
Yeah.
the logo looks almost like a hand with a thumbs up.
Yes,
right?
it
So
does.
if you guys are looking, that's what your logo is going to look like. But tune in, listen to this guy. He is nothing but love getting spread around, man. Absolute. And at the end of the day, love is the only law. So thank you guys always for tuning in, listening, joining us, following us along this journey. Episode 50 is going to be coming next. We got some special occasion tuned up for you guys on this big episode. So tune in. As always, guys, coming to you raw.
Oh, that was cool. That was
You guys want to see some videos?
Yes.
Yeah. Heck yeah.